Should you start a fashion brand? Anybody can do it. I've got hundreds of clients and course members who have come from totally different backgrounds, no fashion experience, and have successfully launched. But is the fashion industry right for you? Let's find out in this video. If you're new around here, hi, I'm Vicky, founder of The Fashion Business Coach, and I help small and startup fashion brands to launch and scale successfully. This is one of my weekly videos, which I publish every single Tuesday to help you with an industry insight or tip or to answer a question that somebody's asked. So please feel free to put questions in the comments below. If you're not subscribing or following along already, make sure that you do so that you can get the first look at that video. So this week I want to kind of bust some fashion industry myths, because every single week I have hundreds of new fashion entrepreneurs come into my world and want to start a fashion business. And the reality is a lot of them have these kind of preconceived ideas about what it's going to entail, and it's not 100% accurate. So I thought if I bust some myths today, then it's going to help you to really decide whether the fashion industry is right for you or not. So the first myth that I want to bust is that it's super easy. It's going to be an overnight success type situation. It's really not. As I said in the intro, anybody can start a fashion brand. I truly believe that. I've helped people who have no fashion industry experience, no business experience, no degree, nothing, to launch a successful fashion brand. So I truly believe if you want to put in the work, if you're willing, then you can do it. But you have to be willing, and it is a lot of work, and there is going to be late nights, times when you're tearing your hair out wondering why you did this. So really you have to absolutely love it. So if you want a quick win, an overnight success, I'm sorry, but the fashion industry isn't for you. But if you are somebody who is just, I guess, scared at the moment, you're brand new, you don't know what to do, if you're willing to put in the work to make it happen, it can absolutely work for you. Because it is a lot of work, you do have to really love it. If you're somebody who's watching this video or who's thinking about starting a fashion brand because you want a business to quickly make money, and kind of any business would do, again, this isn't the one for you. You have to really love fashion because you're going to be spending a lot of time on it. So if you're not interested in clothing products, if you're not interested in design, I think it's going to be really difficult for you to stick with it long enough to see a really profitable business. Another thing to know is that it's unlikely that your fashion business, certainly at the beginning, is going to be one of those big glamorous ones that you see on a ton of TV shows. Think Rachel in Friends and her job at Ralph Lauren. Think Jenny Humphrey in The Old Gossip Girl. I hate that I'm old enough to know that there's an old one. There's a new one coming out. I'm sure they'll have a fashion character in it as well. You know, you can think of One Tree Hill. They had a fashion brand in there. Every single sitcom seems to have some kind of fashion person in there, and they paint this really glamorous image, like they're always at fashion shows, they're always at model fittings and photo shoots, and yes, those things can happen, but here's the thing. As a business owner, the cost for that fashion show is coming out of your pocket, and you're going to have to ask yourself, do I want to spend 20 grand on a fashion shoot or a fashion show, or do I want to pay myself 20 grand? That's basically the decision you have to make. So every business expense, while yes, you might love to host a big event or a big party or a big launch, something like that, that money, especially at the beginning, is going to come out of your pocket. And most of the time, in fact, all of the time, when I work with clients, they want to take that money for themselves or reinvest in their business a little more strategically than just blowing it all on one big event. So yeah, the glamorous parties and stuff are nice, but really when someone else is paying for them. That was one thing that I got in the corporate world that I loved that I no longer get. Again, because frankly, I don't want to pay for a big expensive party for one night. I'd rather, invest more strategically in my business, and frankly, I got bills to pay. So do keep that in mind, that all of these glamorous things cost money, and you're going to have to decide whether you want the glamorous stuff or whether you just want a bigger pay packet. So do keep that in mind. And I guess along similar lines, but in a more positive way, a lot of people think that they need tens of thousands to launch a fashion brand, and that it's going to be this big whole thing. And I get a load of people who need an estimate or a ballpark figure of how much it costs to start a fashion brand. And here's the thing, I have some clients who have done it for a few hundred. I've had some clients who have spent 40 grand on their first collection. But the thing is, both ends of that spectrum, they have received results. They've been successful as a fashion brand. They've been successful in their launch. And the reality is you can be as well. You've just got to choose the right business model to suit your budget. If you're watching this thinking, I have no idea what the process even entails, I've got a new ebook that's come out. It is for very, very basic beginner stuff. So if you're brand new and you're really like, I don't even know what fashion entails, whether it's actually something I want to go ahead with, I've made the price super, super affordable. So I'll put the link below, and that's going to guide you through all the steps. If you do want to create completely custom product from scratch, exactly what those steps are, so you can have a look and think, okay, is that the right business model for me? Or maybe after reading that you think, okay, there's actually a lot I need to do here, I'm not quite ready for it. So maybe you'll look at other business models, for example, like buying in clothes rather than having your own completely custom designs. So in the ebook, I'll walk you through all the steps that you go through in the process of creating a product from scratch. I'll link to that below. As well, if you have any comments or questions that you'd like to see answered in a future video, you can pop those below and I will definitely keep them in mind. Most of the content on this channel, this video included, answers questions that people have asked me. So go ahead, I do take a look at those. Thanks for watching everyone, and I'll see you next week.